Would you consider yourself a gentrifier?
I gentrified the shit out of that place.
You gentrified the shit out of that place.
Oh,
okay.
man.
Fantastic. Fantastic. So,
sorry.
you made
my bad. My bad.
Hello and welcome to Front Street. I'm your hostess, Sarah McCool. This episode is all about creative spaces and gentrification. I am super excited to have two movers and shakers in the Pittsburgh creative and cultural scenes. Nina Barbuto from Assemble Gallery on Penn Avenue in Garfield, and Justin Strong, the owner of the Shadow Lounge in East Liberty.
Shadow Lounge in Ava now. Been around for 12 years. Been around 12 years, originally just a performance venue and lounge, and it grew into bigger, better things.
What is happening recently?
Basically what's happening, there's a lot of development in the area. We know what happens with development, the cycle of development, and eventually you have an increase of demand and a finite amount of supply.
So there's a large development that just happened across the street from the Shadow Lounge.
Yeah.
Happening. When did they cut the ribbon on that?
It's funny because I got hired to provide the music for that groundbreaking.
Oh my God!
April.
Wow. Wow.
You know, we're getting this outside pressure, and we couldn't put two and two together, and we had like someone from the building. The department come down, say we weren't zoned for live music after 12 years.
So someone from
zoning
called
me, left me a note, called them up, and they said, hey, it came from the top. You're not zoned for live music. So I had to fax on our adjustment hearing we did in 2005 and that was approved for live music.
So you were approved with live music,
back
and then
7 years ago.
And then how recently did you get this note saying that
June.
So in June of this year, in June of 2012, someone from the city...
Well, they just said up top
that you're not zoned and you had to resend them the stuff. So that happened, and then what is the second thing that happened?
Then the next thing, we actually got pulled to the side, that we had a source within the police within the police actually pulled someone that we know to the side, off record, don't talk on the phone, we got to meet in person. But just want to let you know, this part we didn't put in the article.
Ooh.
Exclusive!
Exclusive right here! Okay. Thank you.
Oh, it's delicious. That the police were working on building a case against the Shadow Lounge on behalf of this outside group. It has nothing to do with government. They dropped the name, but I can't.
Basically, a development... for condos or houses, luxury apartments, and now you're having complaints. And
I'm not sure. It might just be a coincidence.
And that might be a coincidence. So you've been a part of Assemble Gallery for how long?
I started it.
Okay, you started.
So Assemble opened April 2011.
2011. April 2011.
Yeah,
wow.
So we're very, very young.
Wow.
And it's just like exponential growth going on. My landlord, Ben Sachs, is like, well, not Ben landlord, but he's like, I was going to buy a house in East Liberty. All these liens were on the house that they never told me about. Typical Pittsburgh situation. And so he's like, I'm going to buy this building on Penn Avenue, and I'm going to put a gallery in it, and I'm going to have a show every week. And I was like, you don't know what you're talking about, so you should let me put this project
and that's
that I've been working on for a year that I have no money for, but I have this great document.
Is that how you got in there?
Yes.
Have either of you, though, had a problem of, being attacked as being gentrifiers? Or have you had an issue? I would love to hear if Krusty Punks came in.
Yes. Did I tell you about this?
No, I would love to hear it.
I was just once and, got, whatever she believes in, bless her, but, it was just you're coming in here and you're gentrifying things, and, we're, barely painting the walls white from blue. That were, literally, the walls were, this terrible blue, because we used to be the Thomas Merton Center.
Yeah.
Who
said this to you? When did you have this?
This girl who goes to college, who is crusty punk girl. She came into the space and was talking about stuff, and I was like,
what was she talking about? She just brought it up.
Gentrification.
When she came in and said, hey, do you want to talk to me about gentrification, or I don't know if she was just
yelling? I think they were trying to go into the Thomas Merton Center, and they just came into space instead.
Oh.
But that's cool.
And how long did the conversation last for?
It was for a little bit, and I was like, I took offense to it because I was like, we're going to be providing a space for kids. I don't see anything for kids here.
Okay.
And like, we're doing something totally different than anything over here, and trying to make everything super accessible. I took offense to it because I had just moved back here from Los Angeles, where gentrification is a totally different situation.
So how is gentrification in LA different than Pittsburgh?
Downtown LA, when I lived there, was filled with homeless people in tents everywhere.
Okay.
And these homeless people, like, some were kicked out because they didn't have actual places for them to live, but some of them were legitimately very, 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 very sick and could not handle civilization, let's say that. Now there's coffee shops on every corner, there's movies being filmed, there's like, you know,
that good?
condos and lots. I mean, it's good for development, but
Where did
I
those
wouldn't be
people
able
go?
to afford to live down there. I don't know. Where did they ship them to now?
In the conversation about gentrification, it always seems very general, and I don't get specifics about, okay, this specifically is a situation that's happening because of gentrification, which isn't fair or isn't just or isn't correct.
Well,
and so you're really in the middle of that.
Yeah.
So
I mean, for me, I mean, people know I'm a capitalist, like, and I've said this in Chris Ivey films that he'd been, you know, following this whole development of East Liberty, the East of Liberty series, and you know, he said probably 5 years ago, same thing was coming true now, but you can't segregate opportunity, and you know, the blame is on allowing a neighborhood to get to a point where it is, you know, so vacant and so desolate. You have buildings sitting there empty for, you know, 30 years. You have, you know, don't get mad when someone does something.
thank you so much for joining us this evening.
Oh, God, I wanted to
I
reach
really
over and get
appreciate
this
your
back.
questions so much.